Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. I've been wanting to use the culture webinar because we already pay for it. Zoom is, I believe it's like $110 a month to us. So anything over zero is more than you ever want to pay for anything. So it's been on my mind, I want to get rid of Zoom. But I also have a certain amount of loyalty, like we've been using it for so long, it really has worked out well, we liked it. There's been two factors that moved us in this direction with a bit of a nudge. Zoom allows us 500 on our webinars for the $110. And if we wanted to move up, it's more expensive plans. Kartra allows us 5,000 for the same amount that we're already paying. Like they just put it into our plan. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I, like now I'm just being irresponsible. If I don't make the move, not only am I throwing money out a window, I'm also preventing a level of growth that we know we're going to reach. So why figure it out then? Why don't we just figure it out now? So these webinars are probably not going to be super skilled because I'm still learning where all the buttons are. But what you can't see is on my side, I have a settings button and attendees, a chat. But I have polls, I have offers, I have videos, I have files, I have slides, and then you could stand up and speak. So affiliates has really become so near and dear to me. And I gotta tell you, it's just a matter of time. I've never experienced in life where I just don't have the time. And it's not me not having the time, right? It's not like, oh, well, I went to the football game yesterday. No, everything we're doing takes more time. So yesterday, it really was bothering me, the Rhino friend page and the videos. Actually, I think that might have been the day before. So I spent all day redoing those videos and redoing the page because it has to be able to speak to the person that goes to it. And I think having Rhino affiliate and Rhino agency was kind of cluttering it. And when I watched those videos, I wanted to throw my computer out the window because the volume really was too high. And more so than that, it was scattered. So because I did the voiceover of the video with the audio and then put the audio on top of it, it reverberated on itself because there was two layers of audio that maybe were off by like a microsecond, right? But it was just, when you're looking for something, you find it, right? Like if you walked into your house and you're like, oh my God, my kitchen's a mess. I may walk into your house and never think your kitchen's a mess, but you're going to walk into your house and look at the kitchen and you're like, oh my God, this is horrible. And that's how I felt about those videos. So I had to fix them. So they're fixed. And I think I still want to look at that site and make it a little bit better, but okay. And then yesterday, I was thinking to myself, and this is kind of along the lines of stockbroker, Anthony. When you're investing in the market, there is a thing called inside information. And it's inside information if only a few people know about it. Meaning if a CEO knows that they're going to be bought out by another company and they go to someone and they're like, hey, listen, they're going to buy us out. Don't tell anyone, but go buy our stock. You'll make a lot of money. That's called inside information. Now, Rhino doesn't have inside information because we tell everyone everything. We're live every single day. We don't have inside information. We tell everyone everything every day. In fact, Rhino is the opposite of inside information because we are literally live every single day. I couldn't actually have a secret from you for more than like 12 hours before you would find out about it. It's literally the opposite. That being said, though, again, it's not in hand yet, but our 2024 Rhino Tour is funded. I've had a bunch of conversations with this investor. In fact, I spoke to him again for an hour and 10 minutes 2 days ago. And then yesterday we emailed back and forth a whole bunch of Q&As to like dotting the I's and crossing the T's of the deal that we've negotiated. It's happening. The only way it doesn't happen is a couple of ways. One, that this person was just really, really wanted to trick me, in which case, I don't think that to be the case because they're the 8th largest investor in Rhino and they have a loan out, an existing loan to Rhino right now. So they have a large amount of skin in the game. So this funding of this individual has the opportunity to say, okay, I have this much skin in the game. I know what that's worth. With this, it'll be worth that. Therefore, I want that. So I think this is a very, very credible person. And when I say, and I know this person's going to watch, so I'm even speaking to him. I know he's a credible person. But until something's in your hand, you don't have it. So that could happen. Secondly, some act of God could happen, which we're not going to talk about, especially on 9/11. Never forget. So that, that's just not something you ever talk about. Or some really catastrophic financial unforeseen thing happens. But again, with this individual, it's not even just one place it's coming from. Anthony, I could get it from here. If for some reason that doesn't work, I'm going to get it from here. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to get it from here. So there's a whole line of already pre-planned. That's where it's coming from. And I don't mean to get into that much detail about it. The reason I am, though, is because if you know that to be the case, well, then what's Rhino worth today? Right? Like if I tell you, all right, in 2024, Rhino is going to arrive to a town every Monday, spend 7 days there. I'm going to have singly one job, to bring people onto Rhino as members, whether it's Rhino Street, Rhino Friends, whatever. It'll always be Rhino Friends, but we have other things as well, because the Rhino Friend is coded to then do all the work going forward, right? Like each Rhino Friend is your duplicate. It will learn you. That's base code 2, though. Base code 1 is its actual DNA, its functionality. Its functionality is, we want to make this person's life better, you being the user. In doing so, we want to make sure that if there is something that's going to make them happy, we want to provide that for them. Great. If that person is not in Rhino business, well, why aren't they? And if they're not in it because they feel hostage to their current situation, they're in a job, they're disgruntled, or whatever the reason is, if it's something where they're essentially just, I'm fearful to take that next step, well, then that's not a good thing for that person. So how do we move the person from a situation that they're in because they feel hostage to a situation they would aspire to be in, but they don't have the courage to do? What does that process look like? The point is that process is coded within each Rhino Friend. Therefore, once you have Rhino Friend, if the sentence is true that you aspire for more in your life, and if you had the proper support and opportunity to achieve that more, would you? And if the answer is yes, then Rhino Friend is coded to constantly upgrade you. Now, Rhino Friend is free. Rhino Business is $10 a week or $15 a week, whatever it's going to be. But how do you know we don't have other programs in the work? Like Rhino Wealth will be in there. Now, what if a year from now we come up with Rhino, pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time? That will be in there. The point being, anyone that has a Rhino Friend is implicitly within the universe that Rhino can assign a certain conversion rate to them that has a lifetime value of the customer. And again, as everyone knows, Rhino doesn't charge to become millionaires. It charges a fair price, actually well below fair price, because it believes in population and scale. That being said, Rhino Friend is so cool. I spent so much time with it yesterday, and I made a video that I put on our squeeze page. It's just so cool. I can't even get over how cool it is. In fact, it's so cool that these calls, I'm going to have to spend, say, 10, 15 minutes just presenting it because people really need to get into it. The point of the story being, if you know for the entirety of 2024 that my only job is to arrive to a town on a Monday and spend 7 days meeting the people and getting Rhino Friend as free downloads, and well, then what is Rhino worth at the end of 2024? Because right now we have what, 400? Oh, so by the way, so this number is going to kind of knock you off your socks, but it won't be as scary as it sounds. I completed the audit on our Rhino accounts. It's not 618, it's 473, right? Like, oh my God, Ant, that's 145 less accounts than we thought. How is that possible? Well, in Stripe and in PayPal, if somebody doesn't complete payment for 3 consecutive weeks, they drop off. So in PayPal and Stripe, once they're in Kartra, I could see that, right? Because I could see it on the daily thing. If you started with Rhino via just Stripe, they don't have that reporting. They don't let me know that daily, so I have to do the audits every month. Now, I do the audits every month, every 2 months, unless something just looks different and I need to get in there and figure out what's going on. Nothing really looked that different. In fact, these 145 accounts averaged $4.18 per week. So it's very easy to not have really noticed them. In fact, the totality of those 145 accounts represented $606 a week, which is not an amount you ever want to lose, right? Like, duh. but our average payment, our average active plan moved from 1173 to 1390. So all things being considered, Rhino is making $600 less than we thought it was. But that's okay because we're doing this whole, like, I don't know, launch thing. So I just want to share that because when you look at the ledger, I've highlighted it, like nothing's being hidden. And there's a note there, so everyone knows. The point of the story being, in terms of inside information, I wanted to make that Rhino Bucks landing page, and I'm going to keep it because anybody that looks at Rhino Friends is going to have an opinion on it. Oh, wow, this is really cool. I want to get in. Wow, this is really cool. I don't have a reason to get into Rhino business, but I'll stick with Rhino Friend. Oh, this is really cool. This is like way ahead of anything right now. I wonder how I could be a part of it. To that person, we want to open that for them. Because the reality is, Google DeepMind came out like a couple of days ago and said that exactly what we're building, everyone will have their AI chief of staff within 5 years. I'm sorry, we just built it. We're like 5 years ahead of the market right now. And I look back at my Wall Street career and I think to myself, whenever you had one of those really good ideas, it's like, how could you invest in it, right? Like, oh, look at Facebook, they're amazing, but I can't get the stock. I have to go through banks. Look at this, look at Tesla. But this is one of those situations where it's like, if you believe that everyone will have their own AI version of themselves, a personal assistant, a chief of staff, whatever, it's so obvious that that's going to happen. Technology doesn't just disappear, it's going to continue growing. Well, if you believe that's the case, well, how do you invest in it in its infancy? Well, there's no stocks on the market to do that. So where are you going to go do it? Oh, well, NVIDIA's making the chips. Yeah, NVIDIA's a $1.5 trillion company. Go have fun with that. Like, where do you find it? And the only way to do something like that is to be able to identify, oh, I know there's this small startup company. I mean, they've been like, I trust them. I know what they're doing. And if they're successful, they will lead this. So you know what? I think I found where I want to invest. And I think that's a logical deduction, right? Like that's a logical mind journey. So I did feel obligated to make that page. The point of saying inside information is because the money's not in hand and because I kind of not secretly, but I don't celebrate things that aren't done. And even when it does happen, I'm just going to say, yeah, our 2024 is funded. I'm not really going to go into too much depth because we don't sit here and talk about finances and money. We talk about the vision. If somebody doesn't actually absorb and recognize what I'm saying out loud right to them, then there's a real opportunity that they would kick themselves down the road. And let me I'm gonna finish by just saying, just kind of giving you the numbers of it. So right now there's 473 active accounts at an average of $13.90. When Rhino goes to town and we set up shop in a town for 7 days in a row, where it's just me with money already funded to go buy stuff at stores, to go live and sell stuff through Rhino, to host banquets and celebrate the community and kiss the babies and shake the hands and talk about what Rhino's doing and how we're giving it to you for free and demonstrating. When that is my only job next year, how many new accounts do you think will come on a weekly basis? Well, let's say probably 500, 600, 700 Rhino friends. They're free, okay. And of those, maybe you get like 100 new Rhino businesses, right? It's a town. Each town will have 50,000 plus population. Maybe you get them on because you're only, what is it, like $10 a week, $15 a week? Why wouldn't they do that, right? Okay, cool. We're at 473. So then go ahead and say, all right, so you get 200 or you get 100 Rhino businesses. Okay. But you get 500 or 600 Rhino friends. And let's say the conversion rate to that is 10% every 2 weeks, right? So of those 550 will become Rhino businesses every 2 weeks. You can calculate it all and say, on average, over the course of that year, you will attract 175 new Rhino businesses every single week. And that's not even counting Rhino Wealth, Rhino this, Rhino that. And that's not even assuming that something big happens, right? Like at some point, people are going to say, oh, that's what that is. And we're going to get there. But let's just say 150. That seems low. We have 470 right now. 150 means every 3 weeks we're doubling where we are right now today. And the average will be $15 a week. We're at an average of $13.90. So not only will we be raising our average, but we're going to be doubling the value of the whole company every 3 weeks. And that's already funded. So if I was in a position where I'm putting my stock market hat on and I'm thinking to myself, all right, so is there a company out there that allows me to get into this in the infancy? Okay, that check. And is there a company that I already know what their next year is going to look like because it's funded? They're telling me straight to my face. I already know the product. They're building it. They have a demo of it. What's there left to think about? So I don't want to be that aggressive because this isn't stock market, right? But I also believe in that if you don't allow someone to really see what you're doing, then I think that's equally not a good thing. So I want to make that page, and I'm probably going to even add to it a little bit more. For the affiliate stuff, I want it to actually be a funnel. So I want the squeeze page, which we have. I want the Rhino friend page, which we have. I want the Rhino Bucks page, which we have. I want to complete the Rhino affiliate page, which I'm going to do. And I want to make a Rhino Wealth page, which I'm going to do. You know, of all the things we did, Rhino Wealth does do good. Like, the people in Rhino Wealth make money. And it's something that's passionate to me. And everyone participates. Like, everyone in Rhino Wealth is happy to be in it. Now, that doesn't mean everyone wants to be in it, but those that are in it are happy to be there. Now, this funnel will then have 4 or 5 pages. Now, who goes through all 5 pages? Who knows, right? But if someone does, cool. If not, God bless. I want the affiliate link to go to the beginning of that funnel, and I want the affiliate to prosper on everything in the funnel. So sure, you bring your person, you bring your referral to the squeeze page, they opt in, great. Now we have their email. So he's tagged or she's tagged you for life. They go to the Rhino Friends page. Great, they get into it. Which, by the way, the Rhino Friend page, I really need to add signing up for Rhino Friend. Because I'm thinking Rhino Friend is so easy to say yes to. And then once you're in Rhino Friend, then I think you would upgrade to Rhino Business. So I got to think about how I'm doing that. But then after that, great. Now you understand what Rhino Friend is. Now you understand what Rhino Business is. Now you can appreciate what Rhino Bucks is. This is what it is. If you believe that's going to be good, this is the investment that allows you to grow with the growth of Rhino, which I think is the bridge to that. I think that makes sense. And then once someone does that, well, if you're interested in investments, we actually have an investment program. It's just research. We all get together and share it. It's Rhino Wealth. It's $5 a week. If you like it, cool. If not, God bless, right? It's a 14-day free trial. Would you like to join? I think that funnel makes sense. I think there's actually a chance that there's a percentage of people that will say yes, 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 which means the affiliates would, and again, all of our things are weekly. So I'm going to make sure that every affiliate is compensated weekly. So if you would receive a $40 ticket on the $50 enrollment for Rhino Business, and then you receive $5 a week on the $15 per life, and then say they get into Rhino Bucks and we're able to comp you 10% or something, because that goes into the market, and they do $10 a week, and now you have another dollar over there, and then Rhino Wealth, which is $5 a week, and we'll comp you 20%, so you can get another dollar there. Well, now that one person just earned you, what, like $7 a week for life? How many of those people? Bop, 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 bop. You start adding them up, and you realize before you know it, you have quite a weekly stream. And the coolest part about it is we're not selling t-shirts. We're not selling something that anybody even knows about. The difficulty of what we're doing is that we're trying to educate a market on something we invented. But the benefit of that is once that is educated, we don't have any competition. Oh, well, Rhino. Yeah, they're the only, yeah, Rhino. It's like Bitcoin from day one. Nobody knew what any of this thing was. Bitcoin was Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin gained adoption, Bitcoin got the adoption. Now all these other coins are starting to get in there, but everyone knows who the Mac Daddy is. It's Bitcoin. All right. Love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.